Yo, what up, man? It's the kid DJ Bobby Black, and you are now locked into the podcast. The South got something to say.
But it's like this, the South got something to say. That's all I got to say.
Let's go.
Check it. It's the kid DJ Bobby Black, and right now, man, this is the South Got Something to Say podcast. And right now, I'm honored, man, to have this brother right here, man, in the building. This is a true lyricist, man. This is a OG in the game when it comes to the South. This is an OG in the game. We got bars. It's not a game when it comes to this man right here. I'm gonna need my fake studio audience. Make some noise, man. My brother Backbone is in the building.
What do you know, General? You good?
How you feeling, man?
Oh, man, it's love. Thanks for the opportunity.
I got
brother.
Mr. Fatface in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
Like I was telling you, man, I had a pleasure to meet you back in the days, man. Long back when through Bubba Sparks.
Yes, sir. Family.
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, we ain't even gonna drag this on, man. We're gonna jump right into it, man. So, how did you come up with the name Backbone? I asked everybody this because the way I got my name was real. It was kind of crazy. How did you come up with that?
Well, long story short, the Attic crew. There were members of the Attic crew there, and excuse me, and you know, everybody who was really powerful as an MC was, you know, at the dungeon.
Right.
It was so many MCs that two of the members of a group I was in by the name of Slick Partner, when they decided to move forward, they went and formed the Attic crew.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I remained in the dungeon because I was getting the most features and things like that. So my homeboy was like, yo, man, I feel like an oddball, so I'm going to step back and let you ride. You doing your thing. I said, okay, cool. I said, well, I'm going to stand strong over here. I'm going to be the backbone. And that's how it came about. And
that's it.
You know what I mean?
So explain to me, because I always really what was the Attic crew?
That was like the Youngbloods and Cuddy Cartel and, you know, a lot of oddballs, Shawty Putt. You know what I'm saying? Like they you know what I'm saying?
Jim Crow.
Yeah, Jim Crow, definitely.
Yeah,
Jim Crow.
yeah.
You know, Polo the Don. Those guys were just as talented, but it was so much talent in Rico's basement.
Yeah.
They just couldn't hold it. So they had to go and do their own thing, and they stood up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Shout out to Attic crew, my brothers.
So all right, let's take it back. Let's take it all the way back, man, because I like, you know what I mean? I like to know the whole history. So let's take it all the way back, man. For the people that might be a little slow, not even slow, just not familiar, let them know where Backbone, where was you born and raised at? Tell me about that.
I was born right here in Atlanta, in Georgia Baptist Hospital. I'm not a Grady baby. EB, baby. But it's Georgia Baptist, though. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, born right here. I'm from Cascade, the west side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Zone 4. So, I've been there all my life. Went to Joseph Emerson Brown High School, Daniel McLaughlin Thero, and real Cascade, Campbellton Road cat, you know?
So, what was your early musical influences before hip-hop, like your early... I came up playing the drums, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I played a number of brass instruments.
Really?
And I also play percussion instruments as well, but my main thing is the brass instruments. And I was always musically inclined because my father played with such greats as Johnny Taylor, Joe Tex, James Brown, Paul McCartney, Michael Jackson.
What did he play?
He played the sax. Well, he played any instrument. Yeah. He passed away in '87, but he played a number of instruments. You know what I'm saying? So music was always me, and my mother also played woodwind instruments. So music was in me.
So
you know
that was just something you did.
My sister sings gospel, so it's in us.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So what was your tell me about your introduction to hip hop? Like, what was that?
Well, I remember it was like '84. And I was with my homeboy Red Money, who used to be Kilo's DJ. Excuse me. We got tickets to the Fresh Fest. You remember them joints?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we was there. Somehow we ended up on the front row. Somehow, I don't know. We were 12, 13 years old. Yeah. And, excuse me, I saw Run, hence the hat.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I saw Run.
Yeah.
And he put on a hell of a performance. And I said, boy, when I grow up, that's what I want to do.
And that was it.
I remember when I was 7, I told the kids in my neighborhood, I said, I'm going to make a record one day. They all laughed. I made a record. You know what I mean?
So, you did it. You did it.
Yeah, definitely, man.
All right, so so when was your introduction to writing raps? Like, when you remember when you seen them?
It was around the same time.
You said, I'm about to go home and start getting it in.
Well, definitely a little bit before that, because that's what brought me and Red together, because I was in a group, a hip-hop type of group in the 70s in elementary school called the Crusaders. We used to break dance and rap. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's where it started, though. I was always, been an MC. You know what I mean?
So you were back in the hip hop scene back then, early.
Well, not popular, not out there, but just a fan of the culture. You know what I mean?
Culture.
So, never knew that I would one day really grow up to do that.
Yeah.
But this will happen. You know what I mean?
That's what. So you remember all the guys coming up, the Raheems and the Mojos.
Raheem went to school with me.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
DJ Toon. We always went to the same high school. Sleepy Brown, Big Rube.
So y'all was
Young
at Thorough
Dro.
together.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of us.
Okay. Yeah. So you said Dro was.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But he wasn't there when I was there.
Yeah, but all the same high school.
Yeah. Him. Yeah.
Okay. So all right. So recently, right? So I moved here in 1998, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously I was, knew of the Dungeon, Organized Noise, the whole movement before, prior to me getting here. I started dropping mixtapes in 2003, just to bring you up to speed on DJ Bobby Black a little bit. So recently, as I'm going through the history of doing this thing right here, and obviously you know where I got the saying from,
Right.
I was like, damn, man, I ain't never drove past or even seen the original Dungeon.
Right.
So I took a trip over there about 2 days ago.
Right.
Just to pull up, and Lakewood Conrad, I pulled up. I said, damn, this slow ass house. I was like, this is crazy, man. And all this came out of this basement, man.
Yeah, and we have to definitely pay homage, man, to Rico Wade, man, for allowing us in his home. 13, 14, 15 cats, man, around his little sisters, his mother, one bathroom, one telephone.
Right.
And we smoking weed, we playing music all night, some of us spending the night. Mm-hmm. We just hanging out. And she allowed that. So I got to shout out Miss Wade and Rico Wade for allowing this to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely formed a great, great, great brotherhood.
What was the first time you came to the Dungeon? You remember that day?
Yeah, it was actually, they had a studio connected to Jelly Bean Skating Rink before the Dungeon. And Cujo and I were friends in high school. And by the way, I met CeeLo when he was 9, but we can get into all of that.
Okay.
But I met Cujo in high school. We had a mutual attraction for the same girl. So we showed up to fight each other at Douglas High School.
So y'all okay, wait a minute, hold on. Both of y'all liking the same chick. She must have been bad then.
Oh yeah, she definitely was bad.
Okay.
Still is.
Okay, so you still see her?
Yeah.
Okay.
We graduated together. She graduated with me, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we good friends. We've been friends since '85, so I actually knew her before him, and I couldn't understand why she kept writing his name on paper and who the heck is this guy? I want to meet this joker. But when I got there, this is how the universe works.
Yep.
We were dressed alike. Both of us had on Dickie suits. He extended his hand and said, "You all right with me?" And I said, "I'm all right with you."
My brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we got together after a long friendship to go fight somebody at that studio I mentioned because they had broken his car.
All right, so y'all meet up over a chick to fight each other.
Right.
Y'all start hanging out like, man, fuck all
years,
that.
Years later, yeah.
So it was years later y'all started kicking it. Okay, so then y'all started kicking it. Now y'all going to Jelly Beans to jump on somebody else's ass.
Right, and we go up there to get somebody else, and we go in the studio. Rico Wade, Sleepy Brown, Big Rube was in the booth, and Ray Murray. They were in the studio working.
Yeah.
I just started rhyming. Cujo was like, "I ain't know you rap." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, this is what I do."
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we never talked about that.
So y'all was just on some other shit,
Yeah,
man.
we were just hanging out, drinking beer every day like normal high school boy do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when I did that, Ray invited me back the next day, and I never left. Now it's tattooed on my arms. You know what I'm saying? Dungeon family.
Man, that's
That was my first time.
That's a hell of a story, man. Cause
Oh, yeah.
we don't get, like I said, man. I got the birthplace of basketball where I'm from, so we don't get the hip hop stories. That's to my heart. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, I gotta see this place. You know what I'm saying? Because hip hop is close to my heart. But anyway, so like you said, so you said you knew CeeLo since you was 9?
Yeah, we met at Greenbrier Mall. I used to have on fresh ass fitted hats. He used to have on some fresh ass fitted hats.
Around what year is this?
This was like I was 11.
Okay.
And he was 8.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
He was 8 years old, just running around Greenbrier.
Yeah, his mom had a seamstress shop
Okay,
That's
all right.
why he was always there, and I stayed across the street in an apartment, so I
Right.
could walk across the street.
All right.
And he was always there, and we would meet in the Gold Mine. Gold Mine was like the hip hop mecca in Atlanta. People used to break dance in there, fights, you know.
What was
anything.
What was it?
Arcade.
Okay, all right.
It was an arcade, so that's where it was going down at. That was a cool spot to be in the daytime. And then you go to Jelly Bean skating ring.
Right.
So, but yeah, I met CeeLo. We had on hats. I was like, yo, man, where you getting these hats? I was like, yo, I got a little spot. I be vicking. And you know what I'm saying? I be hitting them.
Right.
He was like, yeah, I hit them too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And we've been boys ever since. And I never knew anything about him rhyming.
Right.
And when I met him again, me and Cujo once again went to another studio, but by this time we were rhyming.
So you and Cujo rhyming now?
Yeah, we rhyming now. So we went to another studio, and guess who was in the booth?
See.
That young cat I used to know from Greenbrier Mall. So none of us said, let's form the Dungeon family.
Right.
God just started putting it together.
You're like, oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that's how it came.
All right, so when did Outkast come into the Dungeon? Do you remember your first meeting?
Yes, sir.
How was
I
that?
was there from the conception.
Okay.
There ain't nothing I don't remember about
Okay.
this story.
All right, so tell me about that. So tell me about that.
So we there. I'm with. Mind you, these times I'm talking about. This is 3 years before Dre and Big even came.
Damn.
So we were already
Already.
together, but the whole thing wasn't called the Dungeon Family at the time.
All right.
Everything was called the Goody Mob. The whole shit was Goody Mob.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it was different sections and different sectors in the Goody Mob.
So, all right. So when they say you were part of the Goody Mob, it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right.
Definitely. So everything was the Goody Mob, organized noise in the Goody Mob. And so Dre and Big started coming around. Rico Wade say, hey, at that time I was called Stampede. I was in a group called Kicking Up Dust, but we later changed the name to Slick Partner, the guys who went to the Attic Crew. But anyway, Rico Wade say, hey, Stampede, go downstairs, man. See what them young cats got. I said, all right. And they'll tell you, anybody, tell you I was one of the most vicious MCs in the freestyle circles back then.
Absolutely.
And still to go to war with them, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But, you know, the world gonna see and say things differently. But, you know, hey, just check me out. New music coming soon. Stay tuned.
Please check this
But
man out.
anyway, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But Rico was like, go down there and see what they got. All right, I'm rapping in Big Face, I'm rapping in Dre Face, rapping in Big Face, rapping in Dre Face. Dre looked at Big and said, hey, we're going to have to kick his ass before we go back upstairs. I went upstairs, I said, yeah, Rick, they got hard, let's go. You know what I'm saying? They got hard, man, you know what I mean?
So they was
true
ready.
story, man, that's true fact, man, you know what I mean?
Did you think they? I seen somewhere where you said that he wanted to know how you wrote the beat like that. Like
Yeah. Dre asked me, how do I get inside the rhyme? I mean, get inside the rhythm like that. I said, because I was just rap on the boom bap. I just go in the rhythm. I find that vein, and I crawl through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I write the story in between the hi-hat, the snare, and the kick drum. That's why your music is always timeless, because you don't rap on the beat of the moment. You rap on the rhythm, and the rhythm is forever.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. He must have took that advice and ran with it.
Oh, yeah. He also asked me, how does it feel to be a father?
Yeah.
Big Boy was the first one to have children out the crew,
Yeah.
if memory serves me right. I think him or Sleepy. But when Dre was, you know, about to have 7, he asked me, though, like, what does it feel like to be a father? And I was like, it's going to change your whole life.
It absolutely does.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely does.
and we used to hang out every Tuesday night at Dancers Elite. Well, it was called Dancers Elite then. Yeah, then it changed to Stilettos.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? It
Yeah.
changed to I can't even get the word out.
Stilettos.
Yeah, but me and him used to go out every Tuesday night, man. Every Tuesday night, he would come get me. We would ride out every Tuesday.
Did you think they were gonna be? Could you foresee how big they became?
When I couldn't tell like then, but why they stood out and why they came out first, because when they came to us 3 years later, they had management, they had hooks, they had songs.
Right.
We were just vicious rappers.
Right.
Like wasn't a microphone in the original Dungeon.
Right.
So we were just rhyming.
So wait a minute. Tell me about the atmosphere of that down in that basement, man.
This definitely feels something similar to that, except the fact that we had dirt floors, spider webs. You'd see rats, cigarette butts, blunt guts, beer cans, old Recaro seats out of the Volkswagens and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was a real scene.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? So it was real
and the hip hop
grimy,
going
you know what
on.
I'm saying? Yeah. The beat machine would have to be covered because it would rain. Like, it was a real dungeon.
Like, for real, for real.
You know what I mean? For real.
And y'all down there creating.
And we never watched the covers. Like, the covers we used to spend the night, man, them covers, man, used to be so dusty. But you either froze.
Or you used those covers.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, but y'all was creating some magic out of
Oh,
that.
yeah, definitely.
That's where the magic comes from.
Yes, sir. The
I
grit
tell
and the
people,
grind.
I tell people, man, that's hip hop, man. You gotta. I mean, we use what we got. We turned the turntable into an instrument. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Like, our voice is an instrument. It ain't just singing. It's melodic rapping. This is what we turn nothing into something. You see what I'm saying? That's
Exactly.
hip hop. So, all right, so. Like you already told me, you know. So the Goody Mob is the whole thing at 1st.
Mm-hmm. And the way that the Dungeon Family name came about, and Witch Doctor, I got to bring him by here so you can get him on the show.
Absolutely.
He was reading the credits to AT Aliens, and Big Boy thanked the Dungeon Family. Yeah. He said, "I'd like to thank my Dungeon Family."
Yeah.
That wasn't the name of the scenario then.
Nah.
So Witch Doctor on his single, Black Market.
Yep, absolutely.
The Dungeon Family. That was the first time those words were ever spoken on that record right there. But I'm gonna let him tell his own story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let him tell that.
Yeah, but that's the first time those words were ever spoken. Big Boy was the first to write them.
So all right, so the whole first Outkast album is still not Dungeon Family.
No.
It's the Goody Mob. Everything's the Goody Mob.
No.
When did it turn into the Goody Mob with CeeLo, Cujo? Because you said.
Because it was so many of us. The talent was so great. Rico was, after Outkast's first success, L.A. Reid was like, "What you got next?"
Right.
Gip was in the East Point Chain Gang. CeeLo was solo.
Right.
You know what I mean? He almost was the third member of Outkast.
I was gonna say, tell me how was that? So
Yeah, I mean, it's just they were running together because Dre and CeeLo knew each other from the streets.
Right.
So, you know, they had a mutual situation, and CeeLo was coming to the dungeon, and Dre was, and Big was coming, so it was that. But the talent was so massive, so great, that L.A. Reid was like, "What you got next?" Rico was like, being the genius that he is. Other things were transpiring, so Gip was like, "Yo, I'm staying with this." CeeLo was like, "Hey, let's rock." And those became the 4 members of Goody Mob the world knows now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how that came about.
So during all this is going on, what's Backbone doing?
I'm still there grinding.
You grinding. You
I'm
just
grinding.
You waiting for your chance.
I met Rico Wade a month after I graduated high school, 18 years old.
Right.
But I didn't come out till I was 27.
I mean, so
10 years in the dungeon.
you putting your work in.
You know what I mean? I absorbed all of that. That's why I had the best first deal.
Right.
Not the best deal ever.
The best first.
I
deal.
had the best first deal out of anybody in the dungeon.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I mean, because you watch the
right,
game.
right.
But now, so you mentioned LaFace. So you was there, well, obviously around the beginning of LaFace. Were you signed to LaFace?
No, sir. I was with Universal Record. But L.A. Reid always wanted to sign me.
Why didn't you sign with LaFace?
I mean, it wasn't my time.
No.
You know what I mean? I had to keep grinding.
That wasn't the
And
cards.
plus, I wasn't deserving of the blessings that the Lord had for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because God ain't going to bless no dirty vessel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why my and hence the song Still Bucking, because I used to buck all the time.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that record, man.
I was just like on some wild stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was really wildin'.
Yeah, like keeping it real. Like I kept it too real.
Yeah.
I used to bring my partners from the hood to the dungeon. Rico was like, "Hey, back. You can't bring them cats." You know what I'm
like,
saying?
they can't
I
come.
said, "Cool. I respect it. I'm going to keep coming, though."
Right.
I kept coming solo, and I still ride solo.
Yeah.
I ain't got no crew with me, no.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
He definitely pulled up
Me
solo.
and that knocker, you know what I'm
He
saying?
pulled up solo, man. Keeps it real.
For
Mr.
real.
Fat Face in the
Yeah.
building, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, so now we're in the dungeon, all that's going on. So now Cass' first album drop. Let's take it back to their first album drop. They get they get 5 mics in the source?
Not on the
It's
first
4.5.
Not on the first one. I don't think they got like 3.5, but don't quote me, though.
3.5,
Because,
something
you know,
like
they
that.
was hating on the South, though. You know what I mean?
So let's take it there.
Yeah,
So
the
let's take
first
it.
5 mic album was a Quimina.
Were you there for that?
Yeah, I was there. I was there for all of it, but I never rhymed on any of it.
No, I'm saying, were you at the Source Awards?
Oh, no. I was
Okay.
I was away at school.
Okay, so you're in school at this time. All
I
right,
went to
so-
Alabama A&M right out of high school. So that was the summer what I was saying. All this happened in the summer. You know what I mean? And then I went away to college in that January, and then I came home, and I heard Call of the Wild, and get up, get out, and get something. And I was like, damn, Cujo, you on a record that's about to come out? Oh, this is really real.
Like it's a real
So
thing.
I'm selling, drugs and shit over in the hood.
Yeah, you on the
You know what I'm
streets.
saying? I done went to school, but I quit when I heard that. But my mom thought I was still in school. But I'm really in the hood, Allison Court, slanging. So I go home, I got on herringbone, the rhinestone days.
Yep,
I'm fresh,
yep.
the Olympic Jordan. So she was like, well, what the hell are you doing? I said, I'm a rapper, mama. She said, you better rap your ass back to Alabama A&M. And when I came back, I had a gold plaque with Goody Mob. So, you know what I'm saying? So I had to make it work.
You had to make it work.
I had to make it work.
Absolutely. So, all right, so you had the Olympic Jordans on. This is like, what year is this?
This was like 91, 92.
91.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. All right, so, I keep my dates
Yeah, this was
right.
before the Dream Team, I think.
So what was your first, your breakout moment? Like, okay, boom.
Well, my first rhyme on the first record that I ever rhymed on wasn't with the Dungeon.
Okay.
It was with Cool Ace. You know Cool Ace?
Cool Ace. Hold on, Cool Ace.
Well, he's a master of ceremony. And,
Yes, I do know Cool Ace.
Yeah, he's a master of ceremony.
Yes, he's
great talent.
Yes, I do know Cool Ace.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I rapped on his album. I can't remember the name of the song, but I rapped on his album, and then I did a song with MC Breed that I cannot find.
MC Breed
It
representing
came out.
Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, it came
sir.
out. I don't know where that song is. I can't find it on YouTube. I can't remember the album. But anyway, Rico was like, yo, what you doing? I like, hey, man, I want to do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. He knew he couldn't lose this talent. So he was like, forget it. Stay down. You know what I mean? They put me on Society of Souls record. But at that time, like I say, I was in that group Kicking Up Dust, which became Slick Partner. It was just me and Oddball at the time. And we rapped on a song called Right Tonight on Society of Souls album.
Right.
So if you go back and check the Society of Soul album, you will hear me. That's the first record that I was on with the Dungeon.
Okay.
Yeah, so. But my breakout, well, not really a breakout. My next song was on the Set It Off soundtrack, Angelic Wars.
Yes, yeah.
Goody Mob featuring me and Cool Breeze.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All right, so you mentioned earlier, so now we got the Cool Breeze now.
Right.
You told me you weren't on Watch for the Hooks. What happened with that?
Well, I'm not on Watch for the Hook, but I do have a verse, and I'm gonna lay it. I'm still gonna lay it, and it might just be an exclusive for you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so you
man.
just spin that thing first. I got to get that instrumental, the original, and I'm gonna put my verse on that song.
And we gonna put it together.
You know what I'm saying?
So you wrote your verse for it.
Yeah, man, I got it. But I was away at school studying electrical engineering and couldn't come home when they had the session. So I wasn't powerful enough within the group for them to go back and redo that song. So
Right.
that's how I ended up on Hitman with Witch Doctor and Cool Breeze.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't make Watch for the Hook. And man, I hate that. But it's all good. It's all good. 'Cause I got my verse.
That's a powerful
Yeah.
record, man. That's a powerful to beat.
Yeah, the breakout record though was obviously Get Rich to This though.
So Get Rich to This came, and that was.
Yeah,
man,
that was it.
That had that. What year is this? This is old.
98.
98. So Get Rich to This is 98. Okay, I'm just getting here to Atlanta. This is
Okay.
It's going crazy. Get Rich to This going crazy.
Oh yeah.
Then boom.
Oh yeah.
Still bucking like 5 dudes. 4 Trey comes out.
Yeah, man.
Boy.
And people couldn't put the face with the feature on Get Rich to This because it was 3 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because music didn't move like it does now.
right,
It's like it was a spin. You know what I'm saying?
Because if you look, Cash used to put records out every 4 years.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
But now you got to put 4 records out a year, seemingly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
To keep the people's attention because they can access it faster now.
Absolutely.
So, like, it was 3 years later, and I was walking through Greenbrier Mall, just like old days, and the same way that Criss Cross got discovered,
Yep.
so did Backbone. My homeboy Killer B, Julius Irvin's son, Jay Jr.,
Yep.
and Charles Suit were sitting at Chick-fil-A in Greenbrier. They were discussing who was the hottest rapper in Atlanta, who they think they should go after. Charles Suit was an A&R at Universal.
Yep.
So, and he had the Lost Boys. So he was looking for some more Southern hip hop. And I walked up. And he was like, yo,
This
we
is
were
a
just,
by chance thing.
you know what I mean? We was just talking about you. And Killer B mentioned me. Charles Suit was like, put some records together and send them to me. 5 Deuce was one of them. That's the record they chose. And
You already had it. You already had it done.
Nah, cause see what I do is, I get a track, I'll lay the first verse, and I'll leave it alone and let that marinate, cause that's that time. So when it's time to be resurrected, that's when you complement it with a hook, and that's when you complement it with the rest of the verses, so it'll be relative. So they won't even know that first verse wasn't a part of this second chapter.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So that's how I create music.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everybody got the method to their madness.
Because see, I don't have a machine to put my music out as fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how that happened. But I forgot. In between Get Rich to This and 5 Deuce 4 Trey, there was Slump.
Okay.
On Outkast.
Okay, yes.
Yep. Slump on Outkast, a Quimini record.
Yeah, on the Quimini.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So Goody Mob was shooting Black Ice.
Yep.
And Big Boy handed me a cassette tape. They said, hey, we want you on the new project.
A cassette tape.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
And this was my first time, because I wasn't on the first Goody Mob record.
Yep.
I wasn't on the first 2 Outkast records. Except for, they called a crib, they say Breeze, you ain't know. I say what? Big time, got popped in his Benz. I was on the record, but that's all I said.
That's it, just right quick.
I was on it, my spirit is there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Big Boy handed me that cassette tape. They were shooting Black Ice video.
Yeah.
He said, we want you on the record. All right, fast forward, Dre called me. Well, he actually beeped me.
Right.
From the studio.
Right.
It's like, hey, man, you got your verse, man. We about to wrap the album up, man. I said, yeah, man. I ain't have no verse.
Still, all right.
No verse. So I grabbed my Walkman. My Walkman.
Yeah.
I put that tape in. I sat in my great-grandmother's bedroom in front of the sofa. Wrote that verse. From front to back street, listen, we on a mission to get right. Working street corners in the midnight. Wrote that verse. Went to the studio.
Okay.
Laid it. Came out the booth. They were like, yeah, that's fire. That's fire. Trey said, you got a hook? I said, yeah. Once again, it's on. I'm lying like hell. No hook.
Okay.
All right. So I go back in the booth, put the headphones on. I said, turn the lights down. I said, God, turn the mic off. God, it's my opportunity. Give me something. Bam. I'm strictly stressing dirty. Gonna represent it to the T-top. Born and bred up on the street top. Get to the money in a sweet spot. And forever holler. But I left it blank. When we see cops, came out the booth again. Dre was like, you gonna leave it blank? I'm like, yeah, y'all already said who to who. We don't need to do that no more. He said, man, if you don't say who to who, and come on out of there. So that's how the who to who got in there. So
Right.
That's how Slump went. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Man, you're getting some history right here on the
Oh,
side.
yeah.
Got something to
Definitely.
say. All right. Well, let's rewind it a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So let's go back to this Source Awards right here.
Okay.
Right. When you seen that statement made right there, how?
I mean, I knew because we used to go to the clubs. Wasn't no social media.
Right.
We used to go to the club 15 deep. I was like, yo, we got Outkast. We got Goody Mob. They're like, we don't care who they are. They're not getting in this club.
Right.
In Atlanta.
This is in Atlanta. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They not getting in here. So me, still bucking.
Still bucking.
What you mean man, these boys got hits.
Right.
Got platinum records. What you mean
Right.
we can't get in here, blah, blah, blah. And I was much bigger then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's what I was going to say. When I met you, you was really Mr. Fat Face, man.
No, I'm still Fat Face because they stand for Fat Face $100 bills.
Okay.
Not stature.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, okay.
Status.
Okay, so
you know what I mean?
now
There's
you
a difference. Yeah, let me hit that hat one time.
You put me on game right there. Mr. Fat Face $100 bills.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's when the Fat Faces first came out.
Yeah.
And then I had a little girl that used to rhyme with me, and she was called Miss Pretty Face 50. She never came out. Yeah, she on a song called Come See Me on my album, number 8 on Concrete Law. Check that out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Her name was Pretty Face 50.
Okay.
So I had the whole shit set up now. You know what I mean?
So now, because when I first got here, this is what I be trying to explain to people. Like I would go to the club when I wanted to really kind of feel the Atlanta scene back then, because I stayed in Kennesaw. When I grabbed my first car coming out here, I would go to the Bounce on Bankhead.
Right.
That was the closest place in town for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's where I would get the real Atlanta feel.
That's where it was.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you went downtown, when you was at Visions and Kaya and Buckhead and all that, you was getting the up top.
Right. Right.
You was getting 50 Cent, the Redman, the Wu-Tang. You was hearing all that. So that's why I was spun. So I could see where they probably weren't getting the respect that they should have been, even in their own city and sometimes.
But you got to understand something too, though. Those were New York and California club promoters.
Absolutely.
So they brought what they wanted. They wanted to bring their city here. So that what made Atlanta so international.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But the bounce. But before the bounce, you had 559.
Now take me to 559.
Oh my God!
Because I just missed 559.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. But before 559, you had 731.
Okay. Now where's this at?
Let me finish the story.
Okay.
Before 731, you had Charles Disco.
Okay.
You know what
I
I'm
heard
saying?
about this one. All right.
Exactly. That's what Dre was saying, Charles. Now who else want to fuck with Hollywood Court? That's what Dre. You got that. Sit in that parking lot.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have ID, you could pay an extra $5 and get in. Now they hitting you for hundreds.
Yeah.
Oh, no ID, or it's 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
Then all you had to do is play $5. You know what I'm saying?
Get it with no ID.
So I'm 16 in this joint. You know what I'm saying? And that was real Atlanta culture. The original 112, 731, 321, 617, Miss Kitty, Mr. C's. You know what I'm saying? The Nightlight, the Excelsior Mill, which was the closest to an international club we had, and you know, I said 112, but yeah, all those places was real Atlanta. But 559,
so I
was like
caught
the end of it.
So I caught the real 112.
Right, okay. Not the one that was
Cheshire Bridge.
Not that one.
Oh, so not that
The
one.
one that was off Piedmont in that corner where Ludacris them shot the "Welcome to Atlanta" video at. That was the original.
Okay, hold on. So, not
The one off Cheshire Bridge was the second one.
Wow, so I missed that one.
Yeah.
I missed the original 112.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So I caught the Cheshire Bridge one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was
The
a
other one
wild
was
time
off
too.
Piedmont in that little plaza. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, but 559 was the last of Atlanta culture when it came to, just really rocking Atlanta culture. You know what I'm saying? That was the last of it. And then after that, it was like 96 and the Olympics came and we became international and everybody just started migrating here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
So, all right, now you were talking about 730. So what's 731?
oh man, that was real grind.
Where was this at?
Real grind. Campbellton Road.
Campbellton Road?
Right across from JJ's Rib Shack was
Okay.
packed too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so-
like I was there with all this, man. I am hip hop Atlanta. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I am hip hop in this town.
Absolutely.
You know
That's
what I'm
why-
saying?
that's why I
we
called
were
on
there.
you.
We were there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was like 559 on 10. Because it wasn't them but gangsters in there.
Right.
I just shoot dice in the basement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how it go.
And this-
then you had Club Illusions on Campbellton, which was the old, I want to say Mr. V's Figure 8.
Right.
And that's like my mom them joint.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But for us, it was Illusion.
Now,
You know
where
what
was
I'm
Charles Disco at?
That was on Simpson Road.
That's on Simpson Road. So this is
That's in the Gook. That's in the Gook.
that's
Yeah. Everybody had pistols.
yeah.
Nobody get pat down. You got a 40. You can take give them $40. You can take your strap with you, bro.
Cause this was right
Have
here.
your
Was
shit
telling me
together.
about.
Have your shit together. And if you wasn't no G, you definitely wasn't getting in the blue room. The blue room where the gangster shit went down.
And where the blue room was at?
Hey, right? It was a VIP section, but we
In
ain't called it that.
In Charles Disco.
Yeah, they ain't called it that.
It's called the Blue Room.
The blue room, Jack. You know what I'm saying?
It's a real little history.
Yeah,
right
no,
here,
man, you
Y'all
called the
get it.
right one, though.
Absolutely, man. I knew I did, man.
Yes,
I knew
sir.
it. So, all right. So now you got Bucking Like 524 Trey going crazy. All right. Just a little insight. I'd like to know stuff like this. Where'd you record that one at? I'd like to know history.
Well, I recorded at the Dungeon Phase 2, which was Rico Wade's second home on Adams Drive.
The big
The
mansion?
big White House.
The
Yeah,
big
that's
White
where
House.
that's where I recorded, because you got to remember, wasn't no microphone in the original Dungeon.
Okay.
We used to have to go to the studio.
Okay,
You know
so
what I'm
hold up. So rewind this. There wasn't no microphone in the original Dungeon.
No, sir.
So y'all was just coming down there sleeping and he's making the beats.
And we writing.
And y'all
stacking.
writing.
Then we'll go Rico will book a studio session, and we'll go crazy in the studio. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that goes.
So wait a minute. So now, all right, let's just pause because we on the 5 Deuce 4 Trey. Remember where we at?
Okay.
Let's go back right quick because you said this ain't no microphone here.
Right.
And the whole first Outkast album was recorded there, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was tracked there.
It was tracked there, all the beats and everything.
Yeah, the
tracked
beats
out.
tracked
They
there,
wrote
yeah.
everything, and then you would go somewhere
Most
else.
of it, and of course, some of it was written in the studio. Shout out Bosstown and Doppler, which is Bosstown was Bobby Brown's studio before Outkast bought it and turned it into Stankonia. So, and we couldn't even go in. Like the sessions were closed. You know what I'm saying? At first, that's when PA was recording. We were standing outside, like, damn, we out here.
I just want to get in.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when we got in, it was no turning back. But I recorded most of my album in between the New Dungeon and Stankonia. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I came out so late. I came out in 01. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you and Slum was out about the same time. Right?
Yeah, Slim the head of the second generation, and I was the last of the first generation.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, so now let's get back to Five Deuce Four Trace.
Yes, sir.
You recorded that at you said you at Bosstown.
No, I was at Rico Wade's house.
Rico Wade house recording that. All right, so who produces one?
Organized Noise, Rico Wade specifically.
Rico Wade specifically.
And Sleepy and Ray Murray complimented it. But they had a live bass on it. And I didn't like the live bass.
You did?
So no, I didn't. So I was looking for a stand-up bass because I'm a musician.
Yeah.
And I know what would complement that song because they got them them strings.
Yeah.
Okay. This is how the universe works. My father's gone.
Yep.
But he had to be a part of this album. So I found a bass player that plays this stand-up bass. His name was George Greer. He was in a band with my father. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
That's how the
crazy.
world works. That's how the world works.
You know what I'm saying? The guy who playing the bass on that song, was in the band with my father.
That's how the world works.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's how God put it to you.
Oh yeah.
He'll give it to you. He'll give it to you in an awkward situation.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's what's up, man. All right, so but the organized sound, just period, just as a whole, the way they put instrumentation and all that together, it's like no other. Like,
Great, they're great, man.
Like for real.
And people always ask me what Five Deuce mean. At that time, the steel bucket, I've given you that reason why.
Yeah.
The Five Deuce, when you shooting dice, I know you know.
Yeah.
You shoot dice, you come out right.
Yeah.
You right, you good.
Yeah.
But in life, if you throw another 7, just like in life, you can crap out.
Absolutely.
If you make a mistake.
Yeah.
So that's what it meant then.
Yeah.
But as I began to grow spiritually, I found out that 7 represented the number of spiritual completeness.
Yeah.
Again, God was already working on me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's how all of that came about, man. And I'm so grateful for it to still be able to sell a brand from a song that's like 18 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people buying them like hotcakes. You know what I'm saying?
Where can they find this at too?
They can call me directly, 404-692-2096 for personal orders.
Yep.
I'm sorry, for custom orders. But you can go to the Backbone Store.bigcartel.com and get you exclusives. Right now, I got the sweatsuits on sale for $50 because the weather changing. Go on there, order you something. Holler at me for some personal colors. You want your name on it. I'm an almost Shango, so I put Shango on mine. You know what I mean? So there it is. You know, just get at me. And it's both of them in the link on my IG page. You can go to the Backbone Store on IG, all one word, the Backbone Store. Or you can follow me personally, Backbone_Dungeon_family. And the link to the store is in my bio.
All right, so now just right quick. So how'd you come up with the name for the Concrete Law name? What was the inspiration behind that?
Well, I mean, the streets were getting so chaotic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was going crazy. Like, people had started killing for crumbs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hence the song Lord Have Mercy me and CeeLo did, featuring Joy. You know what I mean? But the streets were chaotic. So I was like, there need to be some laws out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can't remember who said this. One of my partners, he said there's rules to the game, but it ain't no laws.
No.
So I said, when you a cowboy, you got to set your own laws. So I wrote the Concrete Laws. And that's what that album is about.
That's what that album's
you know
about.
what I'm saying? The Code to the Streets. You know what I mean?
Damn,
The
man.
first trap rap album in Atlanta.
Now I heard you say that because now to me, because like I said, I always thought Backbone was a hell of a lyricist.
Right.
And still to this day, if you just let me hear some stuff that you did 15 years ago,
Right.
and it sounds relevant to what's going on now.
Right.
So when I took Five Deuce for a Trade, especially the way that beat is swinging, I didn't necessarily take it as a trap record. You know what
Because
I'm
see, trap wasn't defined the way that it is now.
Right.
So now it's a genre.
Right.
But then it was a conversation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I was the first one to speak that conversation. Now, the Hard Boys talked about moving things in the street and knocking your head off. Ghetto Mafia did the same thing, but to dedicate an entire project from head to toe.
To the
From
streets.
the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. That's how I wrote that. Concrete Law is just like a day in the life.
Right.
That's why I'm sitting on the sofa in my grandma's house on the album cover.
Yep,
you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's Concrete Law. You supposed to have something hard. Nah, man, at the end of the day, man, I'm tired.
Oh, this your grandma's house for
That's my
real?
grandma's house for real.
Oh, wow.
I'm sitting on this sofa, and she
Yeah.
still got that lamp. That's on that album cover. I touch that lamp every day.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real, we still got it, bro.
That's what's
And
up.
that mirror that's behind me. We still got all of that. So, yeah, man, that's real, man. I didn't like that album cover at first, but as I grew mentally and spiritually, socially, it started to make sense on why it happened.
Yeah,
like
it makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I mean, I would love to have something like that going on in my grandmother's house, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like I said, man, just to me, like, and again, I know I say this, I say this a lot. I say this on different episodes, man. Where I'm from, man, we love hip hop. We've been in hip hop. There's people that do music. There's people that play drums. I know exceptional musicians, singers, everything. We have no one to make it for real into the industry like that. So to see success stories like that, like to ride by Conrad in Lakewood and see this little house where somebody is down in the basement making this music and it blows to the world. I mean, that just it still blows my mind. You know what I'm saying? And I just love to see stories like that, man. Like for real, for real.
Word. And the dope boys in that neighborhood, they had problems with us, but we didn't have nobody knocking on the door. So they like, damn, they couldn't be selling dope.
Right.
What the hell are they doing?
People didn't even understand what y'all had going on.
They didn't. So, I mean, it was a blessing. We were placed right there, right on that corner. We wasn't in with nobody's house. We could park in front, on the side. There was a gap in between the next house.
Yep.
So it was space. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So was you there for the day Yo TV Raps came in?
I was away at school.
You missed a lot of good
I
times
missed a
with
lot of
school,
shit.
man.
I missed a lot of shit.
Ah, man.
I missed a lot of
So
stuff.
I know
man.
you're seeing this on TV, like, man.
Yeah, and that's what created that hunger. You know what I'm saying?
It
That's
really
what created
did.
made me the beast that I am. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I really know these cats because Big Boy's the original manager, Big Boy and Dre's original manager, Mia Red, they stayed on the same street that I stayed on.
Right.
And by the way, what's the girl name in TLC? Not T-Bars, not Left Eye. What's her name?
Chili?
Chili, yeah. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry, Chili. I don't know how I could ever forget your name. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But she stayed on Rogers Avenue.
Okay.
She stayed around the corner. She went to Mays High. So you know what I'm saying?
So y'all all
Like,
around
we
each other.
always around each other. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But Big Boy used to come over to their manager house all night. So at this time, I'm just going to the dungeon.
Yeah.
Outkast was out though, so the boys on the block was like, man, you don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know them. Big Boy coming up the street in the Lexus. I walk in the middle of the street. He jump out with the tube. Like, what going on? I said, it's me, Big. It's Backbone. I said, what you doing over there? I said, this my block, bro.
Right.
And they were like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Like, oh, he really
yeah,
know. Like,
you know what I'm saying? So I got stories, man. You know what I'm saying? I got
man.
stories, man.
Hey, man.
For real, bro.
I would see. That's what I'm saying. We don't have. I could tell you one story like somebody pulled down the street in the car and hopped out.
Yeah.
Not one in my city. You know
He
what I'm
was in
saying?
that Lexus that they were sitting on in that famous Outkast picture where they were sitting on the Cadillacs. I think it was on the Source.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Lexus and that gold Cadillac. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, so now you got the Concrete Law album going out. I mean, that's out. So I'm pretty sure a lot changed once that record came out.
Yeah, it did. It did. I started touring a lot with Goody Mob, touring a lot with Outkast. I was lucky enough to go on 2 tours with Outkast, all of Goody Mob's tours. And, yeah, man, my life started to change, man. Love life, everything started to change because a sense of arrogance comes along with that.
Yeah.
And that's why I said earlier the Lord couldn't bless a dirty vessel because I wasn't in my right mind at all, bro. Like, for real, that's why I had to all be taken away from me. Even my weight, because I went through a stint with diabetes. I had to lose weight. I went vegan for 90 days, cured myself of diabetes. I no longer take insulin.
Right.
And, you know, that changed my life. So I don't even look the same. So when people see me, they be like, yo, that's Backbone? Like, yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? But I just had to change my diet. Now, I ain't go to nobody's weight room. I ain't lift not one weight.
Right.
You know what I'm
It just
saying?
changed
But I
your
did
diet.
eat right though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
You changed your diet. You had to change your diet. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, man.
Definitely.
So, all right, so after that, we had the Concrete Law come out, life changed. So you were still wilding once 524 Trey out. You still wilding out?
Yeah, man, I was still acting a fool, man. Lord, forgive me, please.
Yeah.
Anybody I disrespected, I used to go talk to girls. They wouldn't holler at me. I'd throw $100 bill at me. Get at me when you make change, girl. All that type of arrogant shit. And then people used to see me and be like, yo, you backbone, because I be in some of the grimiest places. They be like, you backbone? Like, nah, man, that ain't me. So whatever you speak it into existence. So eventually the Lord took it all from me. Like, you don't want it? You don't want it?
Yeah.
Give it to me. I'm going to make you earn it. I'm going to make you earn it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the position I'm in now. Getting it all back.
So after the Concrete Law comes out, do you come out with a second album?
No, I didn't, because, you know, my attitude was so crazy, nobody really wanted to work with me. So I just went off on my own, you know what I mean? And just started doing my own thing. And I formed this not a second part of Dungeon Family, but I created another legacy, like Big Boy did with Purple Ribbon.
Yep.
And Ray did with Dungeonese. I created a crew called Dungeon Family Generation X.
Yep.
Because it would sound crazy if we said Dungeon Family first generation, second generation, third, fourth, fifth on up.
Yep.
Why not? Just make this generation infinite.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the sign that they doing in Wakanda, Black Panther.
Yep, absolutely.
That was our call sign.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow.
They throwing up the X.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Dungeon Family Generation X. You can find that on Bandcamp. It's a free download.
Right.
Dungeon Family Generation X. And I actually can send you 2 of the songs off that project. You know what I'm saying? My phone's charging, so I actually can play them before I leave, but I'm going to still send them to you so you can run them on your show.
Absolutely.
No Trap Sundays. Plug. Yeah.
No Chat Sundays.
Yeah, man.
Look, so I see you told someone a story about the Trans-DF Express. How you ended up on that record.
So LA wanted to put a record together with everybody. So they did that. LA was like, yo, Rick, something missing. We go like, what? It's a hit. It's jamming. He's like, nah, my boy Backbone ain't on this song. You know what I'm saying? So L.A. Reid, the reason I'm on that song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Because he told me, he said, I always wanted to sign you, man. I knew you had it in you. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, that negative energy, not towards him, because it was always respect, and it's still respect when I see L.A.
Yeah.
But that energy, that force field around my aura wasn't right. So those evil, negative spirits were fighting against me until I finally was able to step away from them suckers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you found your way in.
Yeah, man. So, you know what I mean? It happened. But the talent has always been there, and it's always been respected.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You got to respect yourself, and and that in turn make people respect you. So I was disrespectful, so no one respected me. Right. But one thing they couldn't deny, that I was a great MC.
That's one.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't deny that.
So it's cool, man.
I said, man, Mr. Fatface, man, this boy he really got bars. If you never listened to that 524 Trey record, man, just go to YouTube right now, wherever. I don't care, Google it, whatever. Please just listen to that record, man. Listen to the Concrete Law album. Because this man right here, he's an MC. So if you think the South don't have MCs, you looking at one right here.
Yes, sir.
I promise you that. All right, so all right, now where we at? The Trans-DF Express. All right, so what you got going on right now?
As for Trans-DF Express,
not Trans-DF Express, but I'm just saying what you got going on right now. What's going on for Backbone?
Oh, well, right now I'm working on the Eternal Triad, which is a 7-song EP, which will be featured in 3 parts. I'll be releasing soon, so stay tuned. It'll be an independent record. So that's in the making. And I'm also finishing an undergrad psychology degree, but I started in dietetics. Like I mentioned, the diabetes things. I used to post so much health stuff. People were like, oh, that stuff don't work. I said, you ain't no doctor. That's what they was telling me.
Right.
I said, all right, cool. So I went to school for dietetics.
Yeah.
But dietetics was too much science for me. Right now, having to hustle and live, you know what I'm saying? I ain't have that much time to study. Right. Psychology is more reading and philosophy, so that was me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That was me. I could have been 3 things: a pimp, a lawyer, or an entertainer. Absolutely. I chose entertainment. Right. But psychology ain't nothing but pimping, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But you get paid for it legally. But you ain't really pimping because you still having folk with their problem and you listening to their problem. Yeah. But you don't make them go do nothing stupid.
Right.
You help them do something right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where I am, finishing that. I'm actually doing my senior capstone right now, but by the time this comes out, it should be done. And I'm really enjoying this compassion and secular ethics class. Like, it's really helping me understand other people now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just about me. I could be having a great day, but they could be going through something and piss me off. Now I'm pissed off.
Right.
So if you show compassion to them, the love gonna get returned, and you could possibly change their day. No lie, bro. I've talked 2 women out of suicide via DM on my IG. Dead ass serious.
Let's give it up for man Backbone.
Dead ass serious.
Let's give it up for that.
Dead ass serious. And saved 1 marriage. To my credit, and this was before I switched to that. I don't want no accolades for that because those women came to me genuinely.
Yeah.
And the other day I posted something. I'm here to listen. A couple women called me, you know what I'm saying, about some situations. And I told them it's confident. I'm not going to discuss what we talked about.
Absolutely.
But the fact that I'm there. People see me be like, yo, you really came to my barbecue after I sent you a message on IG. Hell yeah, you got chicken, man.
Yeah, I'm pulling up.
Hell yeah, you got beer, you got cognac, man. You got vodka, you got cigars. I'm there.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when people order clothes off from a brand, I take it to them personally.
Right.
I'm like, yo, who is it? Like, it's Backbone. Like, what? Like, yeah, man, I just want to come give you this personally, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I go, bro. Like, you just keep it real and genuine with the people, and people respond to me online, and they be like, I can't believe you spoke back. Why not? I'm human. I learned how to talk when I was 2. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I do, man. That's real life, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, man, I ain't gonna hold you any longer,
Nah, it's
man.
all good, man.
I'm glad you came and stopped through,
Yes,
man,
sir.
and talked to
Appreciate
me.
the
And,
opportunity, bro.
yeah, man, gave me some good knowledge on this thing on the South. Hold on, before we get out of here, because we didn't even really touch on this, man. I want you to really like give me your insight about this saying right here, how this changed the South, man.
It was just that, you know, they weren't getting the respect they were supposed to get as MCs. You know what I'm saying? They had 2 platinum records, and they still getting dissed by both coasts. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong, man? Y'all don't hear this? We got 2 platinum records.
Right.
What do you mean? And Dre didn't even rehearse it. He was damn near in tears because he was so passionate about what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they were booing. That was the height of the East Coast, West Coast beef.
Yeah.
But for them to win Rookies of the Year, I don't know what the name of the thing was, but it was something about new Artist of the Year.
Yeah,
That's
New
what it
Artist
was.
of the Year.
Yeah, so I just said Rookie of the Year. But anyway, same thing. He was just so compassionate about it, man. Because if you know Dre, he don't move without his heart.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So he moved on his heart, man. He was in tears. You know what I'm saying? Like when we Atlanta Cats, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really serious now.
He was serious about what he's saying. Yeah, I already know.
So he was like, you know what I'm saying? And he just said it. I'm gonna tell you like this him. That's what he said. This him. That's Atlanta Ebonics.
Yeah,
People
absolutely.
think we talk crazy. We talk a lot of Ebonics. We don't talk country. We talk Ebonics here.
Absolutely.
We speak Ebonics, I should say. That's what he was like. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you like this him. The South got something to say.
And on that note, man, it's the kid DJ Bobby Black. I got my man Backbone, man. First generation Dungeon family, man. We signing out, checking off the podcast. South got something to say, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir, bro. Thank you. Anytime, man. All good, God.